Hi, I'm Sterling Kelly, and for this project, I'm practicing mindfulness and active listening while comparing artificial intelligence and emotional intelligence. I'll be listening for information and listening to support others, not just hearing words. I'll be using minimal encouragers like nodding and short responses, and I'll practice paraphrasing so people feel understood. I'll also pay attention to emotions, feeling rules, and framing rules that shape how people talk about this topic. Finally, I'll use self-talk to stay focused on mindful listening. Hi, my name is Sterling Kelly, and today I'm here with
Sarah Cockrell.
Cadence Ohm.
John Lancaster.
Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you feeling today, man?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good.
When you hear the word artificial intelligence, what comes to mind first?
I think of robots.
I immediately start thinking of robots, machines.
The way it's like portrayed in media, evil, like they build it to then realizes that humanity is bad.
Yeah, I definitely see that movies like I, Robot and Terminator.
So I think of ChatGPT, unoriginality. Artificial intelligence uses a bunch of different sources to come up with an answer.
Yeah, AI, all it is like a compilation of different sources from around the internet and published documents, just a synthesis of sorts.
Manufacturing a lot nowadays. It's a potato processing plant, and it shows the different AI and how it differentiates between rocks and potatoes.
I think I have
and
seen
sorts
that.
out which ones are diseased and not.
That's really interesting, how it's being used for our everyday foods and...
Yeah, in ways that you would never imagine.
Do you think AI could ever replace emotional intelligence? Why or why not?
Is it possible? Yeah.
I don't think so. I feel like people have to be able to express themselves to an extent, and I feel like emotional intelligence is a really big part of that. I don't think AI could replace emotions.
No. I think it could mimic it. And I think it could do a really good mimicry. But emotional intelligence should shift. It should be sporadic. I feel like an AI would be very generalized. It would be very, an overall sense. If you were to ask a general populace sort of thoughts, it might line up with an AI, but an AI couldn't replicate what each of us find important in emotional intelligence, you know? Are we making people miserable by doing something that might, in the end, help more? Is it worth it? I don't know if AI should be answering those questions because it's a case-by-case basis. I think overall, it could mimic it. And I think there will be instances where it will be used for that, and it might even pick the right answer. But I don't think it could ever replace it.
I agree. AI hasn't had all the experiences and knowledge of lives that lead up to how we respond to certain scenarios and questions, so all it can really do is regurgitate what we as humans have put into the world.
With our AI as of right now, isn't necessarily emotional, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Most definitely. AI is never really authentic or has its own feelings.
Yeah, it's not necessarily sentient.
Sentient, that's a great word. That's a great word. Which one do you think will matter more in the future, AI or EI?
AI. I feel like AI is almost like a cheat code for some people. We need to learn to separate the two. I feel like we need to start thinking for ourselves a little more than we sort of are right now, rather than depending on AI.
Personally, I think emotional intelligence is more important than any form of artificial intelligence. Things becoming better as a society, people like us getting better and better, more efficient, more prosperous, that is all amazing. But what is the point if people along the way are being forgone, people along the way are being hurt, people are miserable to try and achieve this dream of a better tomorrow? It's important for our growth that even though it might take longer, even though it might not be efficient, we need to consider the human cost of work, of development. It's something that I feel like is often not accounted for when talking about AI. I like to write, but AI is probably better than me. And that's a truth I have to admit, but at the end of the day, it is important that we have a sense of value. The second AI is put above us, we are now at a lower state. We are nothing more than an old tool. We're not useful anymore. And we might not be prioritized. I try not to use AI. I disagree with it on a lot of fronts. I think it's bad for the environment. I think it takes away from other people. I'm not critiquing anyone who does. This is just my personal beliefs.
Do you find now that your creative ability is stronger because you refrain from using AI?
Yes, undoubtedly. I've seen myself improve as a person, as an artist, in ways that I don't think I would have if I took the easy way out. There are multiple assignments that I dreaded doing, but by the end of it, I felt like I changed as a person. There are art things that it took me months to get right, but once I did, I felt so accomplished and I learned so many more skills I was able to use in the future.